my fellow extraordinary Americans. My name is Cosmos, and this is Extraordinary America. What is Extraordinary America? Extraordinary America is about the abolition of financial slavery. It is about the financial freedom of the 99%. Why? Because the essence of being American has always been about freedom, the opportunity for a better life, and the pursuit of happiness. However, most Americans are not free on the financial front. Most Americans are under some form of financial bondage or financial slavery. Many of them have lost their jobs due to the coronavirus pandemic and are facing unemployment. And of those that do have their jobs, many are living on the financial edge from one paycheck to another, barely able to make ends meet. They're going through these dead-end jobs, right? Sometimes two of them, just to pay off their bills and pay off their debts, right? And of these jobs that they do have, many are in corporate America or blue-collar working America, right? And these corporations are essentially narcissistic in their work culture. They treat the employees with disrespect and treat them as replaceable statistics, which means that many of them that do have their jobs have a fear of losing their jobs. Moreover, the conditions over there are extremely intolerable and extremely narcissistic, and it's just like a hellish thing altogether. Most Americans do not have the opportunity for a better life, right? Over a long period of time, they've been having a reduction of their purchasing power of the US dollar and their overall wealth, which is due to stagflation and death, right? Where stagflation, it refers to stagnant wages or lower wages over a period of time, combined with inflation, which has led to the rise in prices and cost of living gradually over a period of time. And now to maintain their lifestyle, they have to take on more debt, and now they have to pay interest on their debt, whether it's mortgage debt, car debt, health insurance, etc. Right? This has led to their financial enslavement because now they have to just go to work just to pay off this debt constantly every month, right? And most Americans are not going to have the ability to pursue happiness in the future because right now, because of the coronavirus pandemic, we're going through an economic depression, which will be followed by a hyperinflation of the US dollar, where our savings will be wiped out due to massive printing of money and zero interest rates, right? And so basically the ideal of America has always been about freedom, right? But the reality of the situation is that most Americans are not free. They're undergoing financial slavery, right? So therefore, Extraordinary America is about the abolition of financial slavery and is about the financial freedom of the 99%. We should not work for money. Money should work for us. How is this to be done? In the short term, this is to be done by protecting your money's purchasing power by investing in non-dollar denominated assets like gold, silver, or cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. And in the short and in the long term, it is to be done by number one, the financial education and transformation of the 99% into entrepreneurs and investors on the light side with the goal of financial freedom. Number two, the creation of decentralized spiritual economic institutions led by Jedipreneurs who basically provide for a universal basic income along with the 5 essentials of food and water, clothes, housing, healthcare, and education. Moreover, they provide financial support and education to the 99% with the intent of making them financially free and self-sufficient for the sake of the Father and Mother of the universe, for they believe that we are all the children of the one Father and Mother of the universe, right? And the third point is basically the replacement of the debt-based fiat monetary system with the American Dream Standard or the uplifted human standard. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about more in detail about the solutions, the 3 solutions on the long term, right? The first point was obviously the financial education and transformation of the 99% into entrepreneurs and investors on the light side with the purpose of financial freedom for them all, right? And so why is it like that? So I want to give an analogy of a mountaintop. Think about a mountain, right? And all the entire American society or the entire global society is walking up that mountain, right? 99% and 1%, right? So in the economic ideology, there are like 4 economic ideologies we have gone through so far, right? Neutral capitalism, dark side capitalism, socialism, and communism, right? The analogy to the mountaintop is simple, right? For communism, it's essentially where all the people are going to the mountaintop and then like the 99% is basically dragging the 1%ers back to the 99% or to the bottom of the mountain in the name of equality. And what we end up having is equal financial slavery for all, where everybody is equally poor, right? This is not a place that we want to be. Then for socialism, it's like the Robin Hood system, essentially, right? Where we take from the rich and we give to the poor. So it's like the 99% and the 1% are going up the mountain, right? But then the 99% in the name of equality is bringing the 1% down. So everybody ends up reaching between halfway and the bottom of the mountain, and nobody ends up really being financially abundant or financially free. Dark side capitalism is about the one percenters going up the top of the mountain and then throwing rocks and boulders at the 99%, making sure that they never reach the top while exploiting them, right? So essentially the 99% remains at the bottom with the one percenters at the top exploiting the 99%. Neutral capitalism has always been about the one percenters going to the top, or like the people who are fit and strong and who are able to do business, while they go to the top and they're completely apathetic and indifferent to the 99% who are struggling and trying to get to the top of the mountain, right? So what we don't want that either. What we want is capitalism on the light side, or human-centered capitalism, or basically entrepreneurship and investing for the 99%, right? Where the one percenters go up to the top of the mountain, and then once they go to the top, they lift the 99% up the top of the mountain with the right thoughts and actions and with an abundance mentality, and everybody becomes equal in the mountaintop. I believe in a philosophy of mountaintop equality, where we take everybody up and we're bringing everybody up together as a community all together, right? And so that's the first point, where we have the philosophy of an abundance mentality, right? Where the 1%ers go to the top and then they uplift the 99%. And those that are capable help the others, and together we go to the top. And so the first point is obviously the financial education and transformation of the 99% into entrepreneurs and investors on the light side, because that's the only way we're ever going to be financially free, and that is through entrepreneurship and investing. And you got to know that there are two types of entrepreneurs, right? There's empathetic entrepreneurs, and then there are narcissistic entrepreneurs who believe in competition and survival of the fittest, and the strong must rule over the weak. Might is right. Whereas empathetic entrepreneurs believe that we must raise all the ships, right? And we must help each other. And through serving each other, we can uplift each other through a form of enlightened self-interest. Now, the second point that I want to make, right, the second solution, which aids the first one, is basically the creation of decentralized spiritual economic institutions led by Jedipreneurs, right, that provide a universal basic income along with the 5 essentials of food and water, clothing, housing, healthcare, and education. They also fulfill the goal of financially freeing the 99% through financial education and support. And they do this in the name of the father and mother of the universe, because they believe that all of one humanity is one family. So I want to first let you know, like, what does Jedipreneur exactly mean? It's just a term that we're using to basically combine like spirituality and an entrepreneur, right? The entrepreneur could be a person of any faith, whether it's like a Christpreneur, or like a Jewpreneur, or a Muslempreneur, or a Buddhapreneur, or a Krishnapreneur, or even like a scientifically spiritual entrepreneur. They should be tolerant of all these faiths. Like, what the Jedipreneur has in common, like with all the others, is that they basically believe in the creator of the universe, and they believe in serving humanity for the sake of the Father, and they see the Father in all of creation, right? And then they basically have the goal of eradicating poverty for the sake of, and uplifting humanity for the sake of the father and mother of the universe, because they believe that all human beings are children of a 1%er father and mother, right? And they do not, and like that is basically the concept, right? You could be of any faith and it doesn't matter, but they're tolerant of all faiths, and they believe in the law of one philosophy, where everybody is one, everybody is one humanity, and we're all one family. Right? So what do I mean by a 1%er family? Like, let's think about it this way. If you look at a 1%er family, right, on the light side, where there's a father who's an entrepreneur, and then there could be a mother who's a housewife, or then both the father and mother are entrepreneurs, the way they do it is that from the beginning of a small age, they teach their children thoughts and actions that that give them an entrepreneurial mindset, and then they breed them for success. They also give them a leg up financially and make sure that they succeed by becoming millionaires and billionaires accordingly, right? They don't just leave them out in the dust. They help them from a small age itself, right? And these 1%er fathers and mothers do it because they love their children and they are extremely compassionate to the people that are inside their family, right? They want to make sure that their children are bred for success and they always get a leg up financially and through knowledge. So now if you take the same concept and you put it towards all of humanity globally and even on a national level as well, you got to realize that we are all children of one universal father and mother of the universe who are creators and who are 1%ers on the light side, right? And they love us as much as they're basically the original creators of all the fathers and mothers of all the galaxies in the universe, especially the 1%ers. And essentially what that means is that we are all children of 1%er family. And what are the universal fathers looking for is basically instruments, right? Children or sons and daughters who can be instruments and eradicate poverty for the rest of his children under his name. And so that's what I'm talking about. Right? And how do they do it? They do it by giving a universal basic, exactly the way a father and mother would do it in a 1%er family, right? They provide a universal basic income along with the 5 essentials, right? And then when the children want to do a business or they want to do entrepreneurship and everything, they give their knowledge as well as financial support in order for them to get a leg up and to become financially free. And the same concept that is used in that family should be used for all of humanity. And that's the way we can eradicate poverty for good. Because poverty and abundance basically comes down to thoughts and actions. And with the right thoughts and actions, we can eradicate poverty and create an abundant society. And the third point, which I wanted to talk about, right? After these two is basically the replacement of the debt-based fiat monetary system with the American Dream Standard or the Humanity Upliftment Standard. First of all, I want to talk about what is money, right? Money is a force, essentially. It is a force of self-interest that impels us because it basically represents the advancement or opportunity for a better life for the individual concerned. When he looks at that money, he sees social security, status, or freedom or whatever, right? It is a force that impels us and drives us and motivates society at large. It is basically permeating all of us and we're not even aware of it, right? I mean, we are aware of it, but on a dim level. Basically, money dictates our life for the most part, right? But what is money? Most people, when they think about money, they think about different things. But if you take a close look at it, right? Money is essentially supposed to be a store of value, right? It is a medium of exchange for value, and it is a unit of account for value. And the most important thing over here is value, right? And it's about collective value. Right now, when we use money, the reason we use it is because people collectively perceive and accept it as value. So there are two types of money throughout history, right? Two main types. There is quality money, which is essentially scarce money or something tangible, which is essentially gold and silver. And basically what defines it is basically it's scarce and can be found relatively, it's less, we are less able to find it in society altogether, right? And that's what gives it its value and is basically precious metals like gold and silver. And we've been using that all throughout history. In fact, America has been using the gold standard since 1971, right? Until the year 1971, the dollar was pegged to a certain amount of gold, and we were using gold as money. And what is quantity money? Quantity money or quantity currency is basically fiat money, where it's basically backed by the government and the bank essentially saying that this is money, and we collectively perceive and accept it as money altogether. And that's basically what it is, right? So this can be printed in large amounts, and basically it is backed by nothing tangible. So that is the difference between quality money and quantity money. essentially, right? And so what I'm saying is that for thousands of years, we've been using gold and silver as money, right? But the reason we were using it as money is because all of us collectively accepted it and perceived it as valuable, right? We saw it, and we were like, okay, this is money, and we just accepted it like that. But if we took our perception collectively inwards, right, and we looked at what the Father of the universe truly found valuable, we'll realize that it was us that that it's our perception that gives value to anything, and it's like the Father of the universe that truly gives value to anything, right? And so what is the real value? And if we look inwards, we realize that it is our upliftment that is the real money. It is our upliftment that is the real gold. It is our upliftment that is the real silver, right? Instead of being an alchemist and trying to turn base metal into gold, you turn your perception inwards and you start valuing yourself, and you start valuing humanity and its upliftment, and all of a sudden everything starts to change. You don't start to work for money, money starts to work for you. Because what is money? It's a store of value. What is value? Value is basically what you believe it to be. And if you are spiritual, you realize that the Father always sent his prophets and all these people to basically uplift humanity. And they didn't ever cared about gold and silver. They cared about an uplifted humanity or an uplifted human being. So I believe that the real value is an uplifted human being. And that's what it is. So what I'm saying is that instead of going to gold mines and basically transforming gold ore into gold and basically doing gold mining, what you do is that you serve humanity for a certain limit of time, right? Maybe 1 year's worth of time, and you give them the basic essentials of food and water, clothes, shelter, healthcare, and education. And at the end of it, you create a coin, right? And that would be like the American dream coin. And or it'll be an uplifted human coin. And that is basically what should be the real money altogether. And why are we doing that? Like, why can't we just love each other and just help each other and create an uplifted humanity that way? The reason is because of human nature. It is because humanity is governed by self-interest, and money is the supreme form of self-interest. And if you look at it, great technological innovations have been done due to the force of money. And so when people and humanity all the world realize that an uplifted human being is the real money, that's when real change will occur. And then they will start mining through service of humanity instead. And let's be real, it's the service of humanity that is the actual money. Because when God or like basically the universe or the creator or an empath looks at like humanity and they want to serve humanity, they see that an uplifted human being is truly the money. So I want to discuss about this in more detail in the future. And those are the 3 solutions for now. If you like what we're talking about, then please subscribe to the Extraordinary America channel, and I'll see you next week. All right, take care. Bye.